Hi, I'm Ray Fuentes, the Red Shoe Broker, and I'm following up on week 3 of the market um, stats for the Sacramento area. This might look familiar to you. I showed it on my first video 2 or 3 weeks ago regarding the trends graphics, the what's happening in sales. The light green is the amount of homes for sale during this time period. Dark green is what is sold, and pended means it has an offer, and they're just going through the process of purchasing the home. So what we can see is that as the pending goes up, a month or so later, so does the number of solds. And that's what we see here. But notice we don't include March. So let's take a look and see what's really happening with March. This list here, or these numbers here, show the number of pending and closed sales for March. So this started in January, and then since the shelter in place here in Sacramento, where real estate is not considered essential, the number of closed or sold properties, and the number of homes that went pending, which means they received an offer, have declined, which is what we would expect, considering both agents and buyers shouldn't be out looking at properties. Sellers, on the other hand, are this is the number of hold. That means somebody listed their house and decided to put it on hold to wait to see what's going to happen, or maybe they were painting or whatever it was, depending on the time frame. Well, uh, earlier in the year, what we were looking at is probably people doing repairs, or there was a family matter and they decided to pause or hold the putting their house for sale. This line here indicates the number of canceled listings. Somebody listed their home and then changed their mind and they canceled the listing. It's no longer available. Not that it wouldn't come back on again, just that listing was canceled. And we can see how the holds skyrocketed right during the beginning of the shelter in place. And the cancellations increased pretty dramatically as well. And then lately, both of these have been going down. The number have been going down, probably because there's fewer and fewer houses that are on the market. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Let's take a look at, let's go back to this other chart. As I mentioned, this was from Trends Graphics. These were the number of homes that were for sale, the ones that were sold and pending since the beginning of the year. This is the sales price. So this is the homes that are for sale, what the average list price is, and this is the average sold price throughout the year. Notice that for the last 2 months, January and February, in this chart reflect $411,000 and $424,000 for the price, the sold price for January and February for Sacramento. March wasn't available, so I decided to create it. Here is the March numbers. So there we are for January. You can see 411, 423 and change for February. And in March, we're at 433. We can see that it's has been continuing to climb. The challenge with this is these were probably homes that were already on the market, already in escrow. That means they had an offer and they were just going through the process of inspections, etc. Let's take a look at what's happening on a weekly basis. So I was curious, what's happening to home prices? And well, let's take a look. We can see from January to February that home prices continue to increase. Even on a weekly basis, they increased. And then since the middle of February, prices were continuing to climb throughout the month, through February and even through March. Again, those were homes that were probably closed or probably in escrow, because once a home receives an offer, it takes maybe 3 to 6 weeks to close escrow for the buyer to do their inspections, et cetera, and for the loans to fund. So for this period, I expected prices to go up. But the whole system with the shelter in place began during this time frame here. So it's going to take 3 weeks for us to find out what's happening to prices, 3 to 6 weeks. So what we're curious about is what's happening in the future. And we won't know unless we follow along over the next 3 to 6 weeks. And I'll be updating this video on a weekly basis to share with you not just the number of homes that are pending, on hold, canceled, but I'll also discuss the prices, because if you're thinking of selling your home, isn't that what you really want to know? What's happening in the market and what am I going to get for my house? So that's what these numbers represent. Okay? So prices, up until now, prices have continued to climb steadily. And we won't know what's going to happen in April, what the results for April are, until the end of the month. But I will be updating the same graph every week. If you have any questions, you can call or email me. My name's Ray Fuentes. My number is 916-919-1377. Or you can reach me at ray@rayfuentes.com. Broker Ray out.